Hey guys, welcome back to the Talk A Lot podcast with me, Derek.
And me, Armen.
And the other day was Cinco de Mayo, and me and Armin decided to go downtown and participate in the festivities. And while we were there, we ran into this drug dealer named Grigor. And while we were talking to Grigor about some things that not everybody should know about, he pulled a knife on us, and then me and Armin decided to run away. But unfortunately, Armin got stabbed, and then we went to the hospital. When we went into the hospital, I had a bottle of vodka with me. And I decided to pour that bottle of vodka all over the cut, and then Armin just magically got healed, and now here we all are.
I have nothing to say to that.
All right, well, that's a 100% true story. So,
You know what's actually true, though?
what?
The cut on my leg.
What cut on your leg?
So, when I was in 10th grade, I jumped... Okay, I used to go to an art school from my high school, and I had one of my best friends, he, like, I guess in his art class, they were, like, sculpting or some shit. So they had these X-Acto knives, not the ones that you use for, like, construction or shit like that it retracts. This was, like, a fixed blade. Anyways, he had it in his backpack, and obviously he had the cap, but that cap is not secure at all, so it must have fallen off. And I see him walking down the street, and I'm like, oh shit, like, there's my friend, I'm gonna go, like, jump on his back. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
Normal
He's
behavior.
also tall, so whatever. So I run up to him, I jump on his back that he had his backpack on, and feel nothing, okay? And then whatever, I jump off, and I keep walking, but I'm, like, a little slow. He was walking with his girlfriend at the time, and I'm, like, walking a little bit slower behind them. And I feel, like, tingling on my leg. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, whatever. So I kind of grasp that area of my leg with my hand, and I just keep walking. I don't really think much of it. And then all of a sudden, I feel heat at my ankle, and I feel like liquid running down my legs, and I'm like,
Jesus.
what the fuck is going on? Like, did I piss myself? Like, what's going on? I look down, and my entire left leg is covered in blood.
That's so scary.
Like, it was, and I was wearing khakis, so the khakis were soaking up the blood. It was entirely red, and I'm like, fuck my life. So I literally had no idea what was going on. So I, like, sit down on the pavement. It was cold fucking pavement, and I start yelling their names. And I'm like, help, help. And, like, other people around, I guess, just don't know what the fuck was going on, but they finally turn around, and they see I'm on the ground, and obviously, like, why the fuck would I be on the ground? So they run over, and there's a pool of blood around me.
Were you panicking?
Not at all.
Yeah, you're psychotic in that
I
type of
wasn't
way.
panicking. I was just really confused. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Long story short, a huge crowd formed because it was right after school ended. And people were, like, calling 911 and whatever. And so there was a lot of people helping, which was nice. Like, people were putting their sweaters around me, like, around my leg, putting their belt around my leg, which actually the paramedic told us not to do. Like, don't
Why?
make a tourniquet. I don't know why. I don't remember what his reason was.
Okay.
Yeah, so the ambulance ended up coming. Took them 10 fucking minutes. If it hit my artery, then I would have been dead.
Yeah.
Basically is what they told me. But yeah, the ambulance ended up arriving, and so did cops. And, you know, like, the principal and, like, the security from my school came. Like, there was, like, a huge fucking crowd of people. They ended up taking me to the hospital, and I called my mom in the middle of my ride to the hospital. And my mom's a teacher, but she does tutoring on the side. And I call her, and she's like, yeah, what's up? And I'm like, Mom, like, I got stabbed. You know, I'm on my way to the hospital. I'll see you later. And she's like, okay, I'm going to tutoring. Bye. Like, no shit's given. Zero shit's given. Yeah, so I ended up going to the hospital. But actually, before we left, a cop came up to me, and he's like, what happened? And I was like, nothing happened. Like, this was completely an accident. I'm stupid, like, whatever. He's like, what happened? Like, we need this for a police report. And I was like, I just jumped on my friend's back, a knife went through my leg. It ended up being a 5.5-inch long laceration.
Holy shit.
And at the deepest point, it was like an inch or like 3/4 of an inch deep.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know, some numbers like that. I don't really remember the details, but it was only like my fat, so they just sewed me up. I had like 10 staples.
No stitches?
18 stitches, something like that. Yeah, it was something fucked.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, to this day, I still have the scar. But yeah,
You
that's
still have the scar?
yeah. I still have the scar.
Oh, jeez.
That's something like that doesn't just go away. Like it's way better now, but it doesn't go away.
Damn. That's fucking disgusting. Why were you so... How did you not feel the cut when you first got
I
it?
think it might have been like my body reacting to the shock faster than I could process it.
I think you were just too excited to see your friends. Like, dangerously
Basically,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just didn't feel it, and then like I felt it the next day. I was in so much fucking pain I couldn't move.
Yeah, I remember
But
that.
at the day of, I didn't feel it at all.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, so these past few weeks, my car, well, not my car, my mom's car that I usually drive has been like in terrible condition. Terrible condition.
It wouldn't be in terrible condition if Derek knew how to drive a fucking car properly.
Okay, we're not going to get back into this fucking debate because I literally kill Armen live on this podcast. That's besides the point. The problem is that it has multiple issues. So the transmission is fucked up. The brakes were fucked up until like a few weeks ago. What else was fucked up? Like it wouldn't.
And then one time, Derek or his mom took the car to get the oil changed, and whoever the fuck they went to didn't put the oil in the actual like oil cap. Where'd they pour it?
No. He poured it in the oil cap, but he didn't close the lid properly.
Okay.
So when he changed the oil, after not closing the lid properly, we took it back home, and then there was like this awful smell.
Yeah,
and
it literally smelled like the engine was on fire.
And we didn't like think of it to be that the guy forgot to fucking screw back the oil cap. So it literally smelled like we were in a burning car, like the whole time we were driving. And this went on for like 3-4 days until my dad decided to take it back to the fucking shop and say, look, what the fuck did you do to my car? Because it smells like shit. And then the guy's just like, I don't have time for you right now. That was like a Tuesday. He's like, come back on Friday. So my dad's like, okay, whatever, fuck you. He came back to the house and he's like, let me just check it out for myself. Let me see what's happening. And then when he checked it out, he saw that the oil cap wasn't like tight. It was loose. And because of that, all the oil was just falling out.
That's so bad for them.
So there was like oil all over the pedals too, like the gas and brake pedals. That's why the smell was so strong. It was so bad. It was horrible. But anyway, this is another issue.
Yeah.
This is months later. The car won't go properly. And yesterday or 2 days ago, we got like that battery sign on my car that says like your battery's basically fucked. Like go replace it.
On the dashboard.
Yeah. So, and then the car was just acting up, and the more time went by, the worse it got. So, for example, when I got out of my car yesterday morning, when I closed the door, like that sound that it makes was like faint. Like it sounded like it broke.
Like the locking mechanism?
Yeah, like when you close the door and it makes like a beeping sound or whatever, that was like broken. Anyway, so I had to go pick up my friend. On my way there, I was on a main street driving, and all of a sudden I feel the gas like going down. Like
God.
my foot was on the gas pedal and the car was stopping. Like I got so
Okay, so were you like pressing down and it just wasn't going? Or
yeah,
like
I was just accelerating like you normally would when you drive, and then the gas thing, like the speedometer or whatever it's called, it was like starting to come down, and the car was slowing.
Oh my God.
And I already knew what was happening because the car was so bad, and then I was on the very left lane, and this is like a 3-4 lane road. So I couldn't pull all the way over to the right because I wouldn't make it. I would be stuck in the middle of the street. So I just pulled over to the left side, and my car died. So then
Holy shit.
I had it, and then so I had to call my dad, and I was assuming he was just gonna call CAA and it's just gonna get towed or whatever. But of course he's Armenian, so he decides no, he has to handle everything. So I call him. He's like, okay, I'm coming. I was like, fuck. So he's coming now.
I thought,
but he's Armenian.
Yeah, true. Oh my God.
So it took like 45 minutes for him to get to me. During those 45 minutes, I was like, literally, I shut down the whole left lane. People were honking at me. I got like 3 or 4 middle fingers like, thrown up at me. It was bad. And then, so anyway, long story short, my dad came, CAA came, and then we took it. My car's a Nissan. So we took it to the Nissan dealership. And when we took it there, they said, after a few hours, they called us back. They said, so your transmission's fucked, and that's going to cost about $5,000. So,
Jesus Christ.
and then they paused for a second, and they said, But don't worry, that's under your warranty.
You're so lucky.
So we got so lucky.
So lucky.
The battery was the thing that failed, but the transmission was literally, if not, it hadn't already failed. It was about to, like in the next few days. Anyway, in total, it's gonna cost like over $1,000 to fix it. But that's way better than like 6,000 or whatever it could have been. So yeah,
100%. And because of this, usually Derek picks me up in the mornings, like if I'm gonna come over.
Yeah.
But this fat fuck is like, Armen, you know what? Since I don't have the car anymore, because Derek doesn't want to drive anymore, he's like, you're gonna bike to my house. And I was like, first of all, fuck you, because I'm so out of shape. But on top of that, Derek doesn't live near me. Like, it's like a good 15 to 20 minute drive from my house. So I biked that fucking bitch all the way over.
It's literally a 20-minute bike ride.
According to Google Maps, it said it was a 22-minute bike ride, but obviously, I don't know the fuck I'm going, and it's an uphill battle, okay? I had to grind that shit out, okay? This was not fun. It took me a solid 45 minutes to get to Derek's house. Through that 45 minutes, I biked through a fucking construction zone because it was supposed to be blocked off, but I took like some next route to get into it. Yeah, fuck you for that.
Yeah, and then Armen came to my house. It was like early in the morning, like 8, 9 a.m. And he sat on my couch. Literally 10 minutes later, he was gone. Like he knocked out. For like a good 3 hours. Yeah, for like 3-4 hours, he was gone.
I was already tired in the morning. I didn't want to fucking come here anyway.
Yeah, I forced him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. But that just goes to show how unfit Armen is.
Oh, I'm so unfit. I would be like...
So the first year of our high school, in grade 9, me and Armen went back to our Saturday school that we used to go to.
Yeah.
And we volunteered there for our volunteer hours. And our job was to basically be the teacher's assistants. Yeah. Right?
Like we would tutor kids. Like if kids needed like some special attention, we would take them off to the side. We would help them read, help them do whatever. Okay, I just want to make a side note. Derek's dog just decided to like come up beside us.
It's because it's raining and my dog's a pussy. So
and he's shivering.
Oh my god.
Leco. Okay, hey guys, we're just back really quickly. We had to take a cut. You're not gonna notice this because I'm gonna edit it out.
Let's go.
Why? Let's just say it.
If we're gonna cut it, oh, you want to keep that part in?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. Okay. So a few years ago, back. What?
Start now.
Back when we were in grade 9, me and Armen decided to go volunteer back at our old Saturday school, and our jobs there was to be the teacher's assistant. And the principal, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to put us two together in one classroom. And because of this, we got the task of tutoring one specific kid. So each of us had one kid to tutor.
We were in the 7th grade. No, not 7th grade.
Yeah, 7th grade.
Was it 7th grade?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we were in the 7th grade. My student was a boy, and Armen's student was a girl. And it turned out that this boy had a huge crush on Armen's student.
Oh my god.
So I felt so bad for him because I was trying to teach him stuff and he just kept telling me how much he was in love with the girl.
All he would do is stare at my student. It was so funny. Because we would have to take them out of the classroom and give them their own space so they could be more comfortable learning.
Yeah.
But oh my god, we would walk out the class, go down the hallway. All Derek's kid would do was just stare her down.
Literally, it was like I was talking to a wall. Like he was not paying attention.
Funny.
And the girl felt absolutely no ways.
Oh no way! She didn't even know what the fuck was happening.
No, it was so awkward. And then the girl was like a chill girl.
No, she
didn't care about anything. And she told us straight up, yeah, I don't fuck with him at all. It was so bad.
That was a fun classroom though because we did we barely did shit, or we would play Armenian hangman.
Yeah, and we were close with the teacher too.
Oh yeah, she was amazing. Yeah, she told us one day she's like, hey, here's some money. Go down to McDonald's down the street, get all the kids a treat, and then come back. And so we got them all chocolate chip cookies. We ordered them so many chocolate chip cookies that the manager had to come out and tell us, hey, we're just going to make you guys a fresh batch, which was insane. So they were so good. We went back to the classroom and we didn't tell them how many cookies we had. So we gave each kid one cookie and there was 20 kids in the class. Okay, how many cookies, or was there 12 kids in the class? We ordered like 24.
I think there were 12 kids in
So
the class.
me and Derek basically had an entire batch of cookies left to split between us two.
We feasted.
Yeah, those were some good days. We did not teach them at all.
No, they didn't learn anything
No,
from
they
us.
didn't learn anything.
We
They
didn't
were
e-
horrible kids.
We didn't even know anything to teach them anything.
Well, what we would do is like if they had a reading assignment, we would like sit there and made sure they knew how to pronounce words or they knew what each word was or
Yeah, it was like literally the easiest job.
Yeah.
It was so simple.
because they were really needy kids.
Yeah, they were. I don't even remember anyone else from that class, like any of the other kids. I just remember those two.
Yeah, and then when we were in grade 8 in that school, or after we graduated grade 8, our class, because the graduating class takes a trip to Armenia.
Yeah.
As like whatever, and it's a 2-week trip, which sounds insane, like you're going out with your friends, like whatever. But the problem is, at least for us, is Armenia has the most churches per like square kilometer of any country in the world.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It's literally church. It's like how you see fucking McDonald's down the street. It's like there's one and then down the street there's another one. That's how we felt about churches.
Literally.
Everywhere there was churches.
Yeah.
And we went to like every single one when we were in that country.
And one of our ways of like commuting to those places was by taking
Taxis, holy shit.
So taxis in Armenia are completely different than taxis in like North America, in which like the just drivers in general in Armenia are absolutely crazy.
Crazy.
Like
There's-
basically there's no speed limit.
There's no road rules. Well, there are speed limits. There are road rules, but nobody follows them.
Yeah, nobody follows them. No one pays attention to traffic stops really.
Or pedestrians.
Oh, no.
You know how like in North America it's like pedestrian has the right of way? Fuck no.
Oh yeah,
that
absolutely
shit doesn't
not.
exist.
Yeah, absolutely not. So we were riding in a taxi ride one day, and we were going to this like restaurant or some shit just for dinner, and the restaurant was on the other side of the road. So what our taxi driver decided to do was do a full U-turn, like 180 U-turn, going like 80.
Like a Dominic Toretto U-turn.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. He went a full 80 on a U-turn and somehow managed to parallel park while there was oncoming traffic.
You know how it's like Fast and Furious Tokyo?
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift?
Yeah.
It's Fast and Furious Armenia Drift.
Yeah, it was
That was basically it.
That's exactly what it was. It was so terrifying. But the drivers there are good. They're just
they're
reckless.
They're so reckless. One time we were driving, and there was so much traffic that our taxi driver got so pissed that the taxis are in like they're smaller cars. This guy made a lane in between other cars, and then other people followed. So it was originally a 3-lane road, and then our taxi driver made it a 4-lane road.
Yeah, literally. It was.
Yeah.
I think they would have no like. How can I say, no like second thought to like driving on the sidewalk
No.
if that's what they had to do.
No, not at all. Yeah,
Literally no regard for human life.
So usually you don't jaywalk because it's illegal, right? But in Armenia, you don't jaywalk because there's a 99% chance you're gonna die if you jaywalk.
Yeah, 100.
Nobody gives a shit. They don't even fucking look at you. I don't even know if they look at the road.
And then they honk at you when it's your right of way to go. It's such a bad like fucking standoffish culture. It's
Yeah, driving you should not be driving. Speaking of driving, there is huge mafias in Armenia.
Oh yeah, true.
And these mafias, like, they're balling. Like, so the way you know who's in a mafia is by the cars they drive. Because, I don't know. I guess we couldn't tell, like, them on the street. But when we're driving, all these shit cars are just on the road. All of a sudden, you hear, like, music pounding. And you see, like, 4 Mercedes, what are they? The
Like C classes or whatever.
no, not C classes. The square ones. What are they called?
G-Wagon?
G wagons. Yeah, you see.
There are G-Wagons in Armenia?
Yeah, they were like blacked out G wagons just going through Armenia.
Jesus.
They're all mafia. Yeah. Wait, what was it about the license plate?
Oh yeah, our I think it was our like tour guide or whoever it was. He said like the way to identify who's in the mafia is like their license plate has like this certain design.
Yeah, like an emblem on it.
Or color or some shit like that. I forgot what it was. But yeah, it was, and we were always terrified like walking in the streets when we saw mafia complete other way.
Yeah.
Like we cut.
It's like it happened way more often than you think.
I don't even know what the mafia would do. Like,
I have no idea. Yeah, Armenia was a blast. We stayed in not a hotel, it was like a motel or like a family run thing.
yeah.
And at the time we hated it because we're like, fuck, like we deserve so much better. I don't know what entitled assholes we were.
We wanted like a
a
Hilton
Hilton,
hotel, yeah. But we
But-
got a fucking motel.
Whatever, we got this place. And now in retrospect, I love it because we fucked around so much. Like we destroyed the walls. Because do you remember we used to whip our belts against the wall?
Did we really?
Yeah, and we left marks on the wall.
I
don't know
definitely
what the
didn't do that
fuck
shit.
We were doing.
Jesus Christ. No, but the good thing about that place was that no one else stayed there because it was so bad.
Oh, yeah, no one else
So
stayed
we literally had the whole place to ourselves. So all the kids, we just did whatever we wanted. Like it was basically like all kids could ask for on a trip like that.
And I remember in our room, it was you, me, and two of our one other friend and some other guy.
Yeah.
And one day we had this friend, and he's a bigger guy, and Derek was on his bed, and I guess like he thought that him and Derek were like buddy, and he came and jumped on Derek's bed, and he jumped so hard that it snapped Derek's bed.
He jumped on the bed while I was on it, just to be clear. So he jumped on like the lower half of the bed. So when he jumped and the wood frame snapped, I was literally sleeping for the next week on a tilt. So my body was so fucked up. Like my back was basically broken. That kid's face was gonna be broken if Armen didn't help me back because I was so mad.
And then one day I was sleeping. I was so tired. I slept early. And I woke up to this fat fuck's like ass in my face, and he just farted in my face while I was sleeping. I was so furious.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Yeah, but you know what? He got it the next day. And the next day we took some long ass trip somewhere, and he started throwing up in the bus. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, and he had to be sent back.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that was horrible. Oh my god.
It was like, in retrospect, it was a fun trip, but at the time we fucking hated it.
Yeah, we didn't, like, we definitely took it for granted.
Yeah.
But after like a few days there, we warmed up to it. Like, we were happy we were there.
Do you know what? Okay, I completely forgot about this story. When we were on the airplane going to Armenia, we flew with who? Like Air France, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so going to France, we were in like a bigger plane. And I remember the lights were off, and all of us kids, we were in this one area together. I guess like that's where they grouped us, or I don't know how the tickets worked out, whatever. Mm-hmm. And all I remember is there was one, like, I guess like lane of seats that was in between us and some other kids behind.
Okay.
And I don't remember if it was you sitting back there or someone else was sitting back there. And all I remember is I took one of the cups they gave us, and I thought it was a good fucking idea that in the middle of the night on an Air France flight, okay, to France, to Paris, to take that cup and chuck it in the plane, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, I'm a fucking idiot. And not only did I miss, I hit someone who was sleeping in the head. And he woke up, got so furious, he started yelling at me.
Oh my god.
So I like hid in my seat and whatever, and then the head stewardess came and she started yelling at me, and then she like took me back to my seat, and I like just stayed there for the rest of the flight. I was scared shitless.
The teachers got really mad at you too.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
That was so. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I completely forgot I did that.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, Armenia was a wild ride. Okay, so when Derek and I were planning this podcast, and this was all during like our finals, and at the same time we were planning to do some other things, we would actually meet at a Tim Hortons, and we'd spend the night in the Tim Hortons because it was a 24-hour like a restaurant, whatever.
Yeah. And
we'd sit there and we'd work, but obviously we got hungry. But Derek and I are both broke as shit. So what do we do, Derek?
I had my mom's debit card with me for some reason. Like,
yeah, I don't know why the fuck your mom's trusted you with that.
I think I need to fill up gas or some shit.
Oh,
and
okay,
that's why I kept it with me. So I had my mom's debit card with me, and for like we went there for a solid like 2 weeks. Like most nights, the majority of the nights, we went to that 24-hour Tim's. And
like we'd get there at like 12 or 1 and stay until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah. And of course, we got hungry because we're both fat fucks. So one day, Armen got hungry. I wasn't hungry that night, but Armen got hungry. And then I had to give him my mom's debit card so he could go eat something. So he went, and then during the process of like choosing what he wanted and paying
I
for
forgot that I had her debit card. I thought it for a second that it was my money. Like I was so tired and I was so hungry, and all I was looking at was their big menu. That I was like, "Fuck!" Like I would just love to get this and this and this. So I'm staring at the menu, and I'm like, "Okay, I want like a breakfast muffin, which is like a McMuffin but like Tim Hortons version."
Yeah.
And I go to the woman, and I gesture to her. I was like, "Can I have 2 of these like breakfast muffins?" And she's like, "Okay." And she like brings up the machine, and I tap the card, and boom, I paid for it. And I completely forgot that this wasn't my money. Anyways, then I look back to Derek, and Derek is crying. Like you were literally rolling on the floor laughing.
But I was dying because like when you were paying for it, originally you were gonna get one. You were gonna get one breakfast muffin, and then right when you were about to pay for it, you was like, "Actually, never mind. Can I get 2, please?"
Yeah, that's what happened.
And then you like gestured 2 with your fingers, and then I saw it, and I was baffled. Like my jaw was on the floor. Like this kid has the fucking audacity to order 2 right in front of my face. And then like if it was my money, I wouldn't care. But since it's my fucking mom's money,
it's his mom's.
and then he gestured 2, and then I started dying of laughter because it's so funny, and he hasn't noticed it yet. So then Armen, I think he just caught like me fucking rolling around
in my peripheral vision.
Yeah, he caught me, and then he looks at me, and he didn't understand why I was laughing. And then I gestured the 2 with my fingers that he made,
and I started crying.
Yeah, and then I fucking point my middle finger at him because I was so mad. But it was so funny. And
so funny. We laughed like for a solid 10 minutes, and luckily there was no one else in the restaurant at the time. Like it was just the staff.
Yeah.
But we definitely looked like we were maniacs.
The staff definitely thought we were like on
That
drugs.
was so funny. I couldn't handle myself. I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Derek's mom. I love you. I
Yeah.
really appreciate everything that you do for me.
She doesn't even know she's doing it for you.
Don't ever give Derek your debit card again.
Jesus, my mom listens to these podcasts. This is the way she's gonna find out. Anyway,
yeah, that was so funny.
So right now I have my dog is like the biggest pussy in the world.
Yeah.
So before I had this dog though, I literally had the complete opposite dog. So my old dog's name was Benno. He passed away in like 2012 or something like that. And he was literally the devil reincarnated in like a dog's form. Like he was a horrible
What type of dog
dog.
was he?
He was a beagle.
Oh,
and
Jesus
he was a clever dog. Like he knew tricks and shit, but like he was more than that. Like he was so smart when it came to like fucking around with people and shit. So one day we were having a barbecue, like a typical like Armenian barbecue.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch
Kebab and
of
tomatoes,
everything.
pita.
Yeah, like we had a bunch of family and family friends over and all that stuff. And my dad was on the grill doing the like cooking the kebab, and obviously my fat fuck dog wants some. Because one thing I should mention is that Benno literally ate everything. Like he ate Nutella sandwiches. He ate like
so bad.
Yeah, he ate PB&Js. He ate like strawberries, like anything you could imagine. Like if he was hungry, he wanted a snack, and we wouldn't give him anything, he would literally go to the backyard and eat like rocks. Like he would literally eat pebbles. It was so bad. He was in horrible condition. Anyway, so on this barbecue day, he wanted some barbecue, and my dad didn't want to give him any because fuck him, like he's not important. So instead, he gave him like a whole pita bread. So like that big ass circle.
It's already a lot of food.
Yeah, and Benno was the type who like always fucking whined and barked and cried when he didn't get what he wanted.
Yeah.
So when he took this pita bread, I was like 100% sure he's gonna start fucking like crying and shit, like overblown. But instead, he just took the pita bread and he like left. Like we had no idea where the fuck he went. And then that's when we knew like something was wrong. So me, my mom, and my dad, we all went back to the house, and we saw him in my living room with the pita in his mouth. So the pita was in his mouth. He hasn't eaten it yet. He's just holding it. And then he was standing on top of like this Persian rug.
I can just imagine like a fat fuck beagle just
Oh
holding
my god.
pita bread.
Literally the devil.
Holy shit.
He was standing over this Persian rug that we have. And for those of you who don't know, Persian rugs are extremely expensive.
Yeah,
They're
like the real ones are stupid expensive.
yeah, these are all
Thousands
real.
of dollars.
Yeah, it's like from like my great grandmother or something
Jesus
like that.
Christ.
So Benno, like he sees that we finally arrived.
He's waiting for you.
Yeah,
it's like those movies where they spin, like the evil man's in the chair and he like spins around.
Literally, it was exactly
I've been
like that.
expecting you.
And when he saw us looking at him, he dropped the pita on the rug. He looked at us. Sorry, he looked at the pita, he looked at us, and he started pissing over the pita. He started pissing over the pita and the Persian rug that came,
my
descended
God.
from my great grandparents.
Oh, it's over.
Oh my god, it was so funny. We were laughing so hard that we couldn't have even been mad. Like it was literally an evil genius moment.
So funny.
It was so funny. That's one of the greatest stories.
Dogs are man's best friend, but sometimes they're actually devils.
Oh yeah, they are. Literally.
Actually devils.
Oh my, but this dog that I have right now is literally the complete opposite.
Yeah.
So we're lucky.
Derek's dog now is a fucking pussy because
Yeah.
Well, I feel bad because like we think that he was abused, right?
Yeah, like our family adopted him, and
Like he was a rescue.
Yeah, like the place we adopted him from, they don't know his backstory. So we either think he got abused or he has like some sort of mental illness.
Mental issue.
Or some shit. Definitely has like severe anxiety.
Oh,
severe.
He literally starts shivering. If I walk into the room, he'll start shivering.
Yeah, and Armin's the type of person who's been coming to my house for like the past 12 years, and I've had this dog for 8 years, and he still doesn't fucking understand to keep quiet.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I have a dog too. I have a German Shepherd, but she's so vocal that you'll always know when she's in the house and you'll always know when she's not in the house.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm at Derek's house, I always forget that his dog is like completely silent. Like Derek's dog could die and we wouldn't know for the next week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally.
So I'll forget that Derek has a dog at his house, and I'll start shouting and yelling and singing and like doing whatever the fuck I want.
Horrible.
And then all I hear is his dog like running away from like whatever corner he was hiding.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Poor boy.
It's
He's
so
so
bad.
cute though, and he's scared shitless of the rain.
Yeah, when it rains and if it's thunder, oh my god, it's over. He literally starts shaking to another level.
Yeah.
But speaking about Armin making noise, Armin also has a tendency to eat louder than a fucking construction site. When he starts eating...
Hold on. Before we
What?
talk about this, let's just say that I'm comfortable with you. That's why I don't give a flying fuck about what
I don't give a
around
fuck
you.
what you are with me. A normal human being should not be eating the way that you eat.
that's true. I eat like a fucking monster.
First of all, it starts with the fact that Armin has like this fucked up jaw
Yeah.
that for some reason cracks every time he chews.
It's like when you like crack your fingers. That's what it sounds like
Yeah.
every time I chew. I don't know why. I've gone to the dentist, by the way, and
no one knows the fucking
They just said like I don't know what
cause.
the fuck to do. Like it'll be too expensive to figure out whatever.
Yeah, so there's that. And then there's the fact that apparently no one in his fucking childhood taught him to eat with his fucking mouth
Okay,
closed.
No, I do. I eat with my mouth closed. Literally anywhere else except in my house and your house.
So can you please change that? And
Not a
keep
chance.
it to everywhere?
Not a fucking chance.
Anyway, and then he starts like slurping. Like it's so bad. I have nightmares about this shit.
And the worst part is that Derek has cereal at his house. And cereal is
my
like
God.
the epitome of like my like sounds. Cause the cereal like cracks when I chew. And then at the same time it cracks my jaw, and at the same time I slurp the milk.
It's literally, I've never seen that many noises combined into one like monstrous thing. They're literally building a house on my street, and Armin's chewing is louder than the fucking construction of that house. It's literally revolutionary
bad.
at this point.
No,
It's unbelievable.
I make so many sounds. My girlfriend always tells me how like annoying it is when I fall asleep because I just snore and sometimes I always like fall asleep like next to her ear.
Oh my god.
And she always talks about how I snore in her ear, how I breathe on her ear and on her neck,
Jesus.
and how I can't even imagine. Oh god, I feel so bad.
If
for
she
her.
witnessed you eating the way you do, I think that's
I
an
feel like
immediate
she does
breakup.
though. I feel like sometimes I forget that I'm around her, and I'll just like eat like a.
I hope
like a
not.
construction zone.
She doesn't deserve any
Poor
of
girl.
that.
I literally doesn't
Jesus
deserve any of
Christ.
that. But yeah, you know what I want to ask you about? So
What?
Derek hates Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know why he hates Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's a great show. I haven't seen the full thing, but I've seen like the first 2 seasons almost.
Way too overhyped.
It's
Way
a
too
great
overhyped.
show though.
And I know a lot of people like it. So
Yeah,
a lot of people are gonna
literally
be mad.
98% of the world likes it.
Yeah.
But something that really funny that happened recently, I don't know if it was the season finale or like what the fuck it was, but one of the episodes that was released, the cast or I guess the crew of who were filming, they forgot a Starbucks cup on one of the tables in a scene. And they also forgot to CGI it out. So it aired,
Jesus.
the episode aired with a fucking Starbucks cup. And like the show is like supposed to be medieval kind of. So they're not going to have a fucking Starbucks cup in the show.
Yeah, true.
And yeah, the internet like went wild. But apparently it got to the point where they ended up CGIing it out for like the release onto HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so right now if you were to stream it off HBO, there's no Starbucks cup. But if you watched it live, then there was a Starbucks cup.
Wow.
I know.
That's kind of fucked up.
That's
Like,
really funny.
That
What
big of a show.
I know, it's such a big production.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but Derek likes Breaking Bad better.
Breaking Bad is 100% the greatest show to
This
ever
is
be
something that
created.
we always argue about. I do not like Breaking Bad.
I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Breaking Bad is the GOAT. That's that.
What's your favorite TV shows?
Uh,
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is
Yeah.
definitely one. Suits will probably be up there.
Suits is such a great show.
Suits is a really good show.
I'm so sad that Meghan Markle got married. And she had a baby just now.
Yeah, she's a princess now. That's
Fucked.
That's crazy.
She's so hot.
What else? Lost would have been up there if it wasn't for the ending.
Lost was a great show too.
Yeah, but horrible ending. They fucked it up.
Oh yeah, they fucked it up 100%. No, you know what's a lot of people don't agree with me, but House MD is an excellent show in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of people like House
I
MD.
love that show. I know it's like older, and I don't know, the quality is maybe not as like good as today, but I still love that show. I watched it through my childhood.
It ran for a long time too, right? Like 10 years?
I think they had like 10 seasons.
Yeah,
so,
so 10
probably.
years. That's crazy.
Yeah, and you know what else is a great show? Mythbusters.
Oh my god, yeah, you love
Yeah,
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. If you guys don't know what Mythbusters is, it was a show that was on Discovery Channel, and it wasn't like a story. It was it was a crew of 5 people, and they would basically take myths that people submitted to them, and they would build like contraptions, like whatever the fuck it was. Or like one time there was a myth that if you get shot underwater, then you're safe, and they like tested that out. Yeah, that was a great show. I would like come home after school and I'd be like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, like time for Mythbusters. And I'd like sit down in front of the TV, watch Mythbusters for 45 minutes. Yeah, that was a great show.
What a fucking loser. Anyway, a few days ago was the Met Gala. Did you see that? Do you know what
I
that
heard a
is?
lot about it. Yeah, it was at the, what's the museum? The Met? That's what it's called.
I don't know where it was at, but it's like this huge, like fancy party that happens every year. A bunch
Yeah.
of celebrities go to it.
Oh, you know what I did see? Do you know who, fuck, I forgot what her last name is, but it was the cousin, like the really hot and like sweet cousin from Crazy Rich Asians. Her name's like Gemma something, Gemma Chang, or it's I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever. She wore like some next dress.
Yeah, people were wearing some next level stuff. Like this year, every year the Met Gala
theme.
has a theme.
Yeah.
This year's theme was camp. How
Camp?
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
How the fuck do you dress up for camp?
I have no idea.
So people just decided to wear like some next level shit.
Yeah.
There was a woman who wore a dress, and like part of the dress was like mechanical. It was like a mechanical eyelash.
What?
Yeah, it kept like blinking. It was so terrifying.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I never want to see that again.
I don't understand. Speaking of like getting dressed, I just bought a suit the other day, and I guess how much I paid. It was a full suit, so the jacket, the pants, the shirt, and the tie. I bought it all at once. Guess how much I paid?
Probably like 500, 600.
$200.
Jesus Christ.
$200. I mean, it's a cheap suit, but it doesn't look cheap.
From where?
From the Bay.
Jesus.
Yeah. I made a
Definitely
huge
trash.
mistake. The first ever suit that I bought, that wasn't like a hand-me-down or whatever that I bought, I spent like $700 on it.
Holy shit. What was that for? Prom?
It was a mix of between like prom and the fact that I didn't really have dress clothing at the time. Huge mistake because I grew out of it because I got fat. Yeah, so I had to get a new suit, and because I have like my cousins are getting married soon. I have prom. I have to like I just need to be able to dress up sometimes.
Showing up in that $200 suit,
$200 suit. Yeah, I'm gonna be flexing that $200 suit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was hell. After I was done shopping, I went shopping with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
While we were shopping, I was like, and we were shopping for me, and I fucking hate shopping. Unless I know what I'm gonna go buy, and I just have to go to the store and pick it up, I hate like browsing.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
Fuck girls that go like window shopping. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Jesus.
Anyways, sorry. So I was with my girlfriend, and we were only shopping for me. And she keeps saying like, Armen, like try this on, because you don't want to come back. You don't want to come back, which is true. But at the same time, I was tired. It was a long day. I hadn't ate. And I was like, fuck it, whatever. 10 more minutes. We try some more things on. And then we get on the highway to go home. And like literally, maybe if we left like 10 minutes earlier, like I had said, we wouldn't have been stuck in the worst car accident that I've ever witnessed in my life. Yeah, it was so bad. Maybe like 100 or 200 meters in front of like where we were driving, this car got slammed. There was ambulance everywhere, like fire trucks everywhere. The traffic was so fucking horrible.
Jesus.
Yeah, the ride that was supposed to take us 10 minutes to get from point A to point B took us an hour and 10 minutes.
Good. You deserve that.
Fuck, it was so bad.
Anyway, guys, we're reaching the end of the episode.
Holy shit, that was so quick.
Yeah, so one thing I want to mention before we go is that the first episode that we released of the podcast passed 100 views.
Yeah, that's insane.
Which is absolutely crazy because
Thanks, guys.
I don't even think we know 100 people.
Definitely not.
But people like from around the world were literally listening. Like we had listeners from Russia, Germany, like San Jose.
Yeah, we had like, okay, who the fuck is listening in San Jose?
Shout out
DM
to
us.
you, yeah.
Shout out to you. Follow us at Talk A Lot Podcast. DM us. Tell us who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Because we don't know anyone from San Jose.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know anyone from Russia either.
But anyways, this has been the episode from Talk A Lot Podcast. Don't forget to follow us at Talk A Lot Podcast on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.